Hey guys, welcome to Being Wise, where I discuss transformative life forming ideas from the books I've read. I chose these specific ideas because I found them useful and I think it will benefit others too. Today, the idea is about why your quality of focus outside work hours is important for your quality of focus within the work hours. The idea is from the book Deep Work by Cal Newport. Now, I want to make a clear distinction before I start discussing. This idea is not about why focus is important during work. We already know that and we will take that for granted. If you're a writer, then you have to remain focused and undistracted during work so as to put forth a creative and voluminous output. If you're a coder, you have to remain undistracted during coding. We understand that. Instead, in today's idea, we are going to talk about the importance of your time outside of your work. The hypothesis is this: your quality of focus and your ability to remain undistracted even during non-working hours affects your quality of focus during your working hours and hence your quality of output. You know what generally happens? We multitask all day long, and for a few hours every day when we have something important to complete, we decide that we want to focus on this work. But is it really easy? Just as we start working, we want to check our mails, check social media, or browse the news. We yearn for distraction even while we are trying to focus, and that's why we give in to these distractions. You know what happens to me when I'm trying to focus? Just 10 minutes into my work, I feel bored and I start seeking distraction. First, I check my stock investments and then go browse the business news. And then I try to get back to work. And within a few minutes, again I find myself on YouTube browsing some videos. It's really hard to focus. Or even if you manage to focus, your quality of focus is much lower than what you could potentially achieve, and that affects the quality of your work. There is a reason to this. Consider this analogy. Take an example of a muscle builder who trains 4 days every week. Now, what if he says that he will eat healthy food only on those training days, and on the non-training days he will eat whatever unhealthy food he wants? Does it work? Doesn't it sound absurd? Whatever he eats, even on those non-training days, goes into his body and affects his performance during his training days and of course his output from his training. He has to eat healthy all days of the week, both training and non-training days, to get the best output from his training. Unfortunately, this is how absurd our current mental framework on focus is. We think that we can be distracted all the time through the week and focus only on those 2 to 3 hours every day where we need to get some high quality work done. Say for 12 hours in a day, we have treated our mind to distraction of social media or the news or whatever, and our mind has become dependent on it. Now think about the example of the muscle builder. Your mental muscle is being built every single waking hour. So you have to focus and avoid distractions every single waking hour to improve your quality of focus during work, which will then enable you to produce a greater quality of work. So that is why the author says our efforts to improve our focus will fail if we do not simultaneously wean our mind away from distractions. So when we say improve your quality of focus and avoid distractions in your non-productive hours, we mean that do anything. Read a book, talk to a friend, or you're taking a walk. But don't give in to the urge of distraction thinking that it's your non-productive hours. Control your urge to browse social media or the news and just focus on what you're trying to do. That is why I say focus can only be a lifestyle and it cannot be a temporary productivity hack. So here are 3 practical strategies to make focus your lifestyle. The first strategy is simply being aware that you're being distracted or seeking distractions and that it is hurting your focus. It is so powerful because the state of distraction has become so normalized in our culture. We always see other people on their phones or on social media that it is difficult to realize that it is hurting our focus. So just being aware of your distraction helps reduce the probability of you acting on that distraction by at least 30%. The figures are my own. The last couple of days, since the first time I read about this idea, I have noticed that 3 times out of 10 times I have curbed my urge to be distracted through picking up my phone and checking my stock investments or the news. So it is really powerful to just be aware that you are seeking distraction and understanding that it hurts your focus. The second strategy is to schedule your distraction. Of course, we have our needs. We have to keep up with social media, be aware of the news, and watch YouTube to get some great content. And of course, distraction has its own benefits. But we have to schedule these. Even during weekends or in the evenings during non-productive hours, you should not give yourself the freedom of distraction and browse whatever you want for an unlimited period of time. Instead, you should schedule an hour for being distracted. Today, the norm is to be distracted, and being focused is a special state. We have to turn it around. Being focused should be the normal state, and being distracted should become a treat. You have to move from on-demand distraction to only scheduled distraction, from ODD to OSD. The third strategy is to be bored. There are many instances in our everyday life where we are waiting in a queue or waiting at a restaurant or commuting, and often we feel bored and turn to distractions like checking our phones or browsing the web. Don't do that. Part of improving your focus is learning how to be comfortable with boredom. It is because you are uncomfortable with boredom that you seek distractions. So let yourself be bored. It is good for your mental muscle. So that was the idea for today. I hope you gained something from it. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I have also linked up some useful relevant articles in the description box. Also do check out the book Deep Work by Cal Newport. The book is about the importance of deep focused work and suggests useful strategies and case studies to achieving the state of deep work. In today's world where the state of distraction is so normalized, I think this is a necessary reading. Next time I'll meet you with another idea. Until then, goodbye.